Hello! Hello!
On my account, at any time, you just ask and then contemporary use
Hello!
my account, I guess. Oh. Good lord.
Whoa, that came out of nowhere.
I knew that spook, yeah. I gotta remove Epic Martin 7's icon.
Yeah, don't know
because
where
I
he
don't know where
is.
the hell he is.
No, I don't either.
If he comes back, then we'll put him back. But, until then, hello! Welcome to episode 4 of Good Morning Source Gaming.
I just edged Dan up a little bit.
Yes.
On the stream.
Good morning, Sauce Game.
Hello!
I like ketchup.
Today I am joined by the ever existing NintenDaan.
That's what is a descriptor. Yes, it is I still exist. Don't worry, I won't cease to exist anytime soon.
And the also ever existing NintenDaan.
Dan. Yes.
Dan.
Dan.
You did almost right the second
Daniel.
time.
One day your Americanism will get it.
One day you will not speak burger.
Yeah, I'll get over my burger impediment.
How are you doing?
I'm doing A-okay. I got my cornbread, a common Good Morning Source Gaming staple, and I got a big old cup of coffee.
Oh,
Hey.
that your breakfast.
Yeah, I got my breakfast.
Nice. I had
The
tea
briefest
and
breakfast.
I had tea and beans on toast for breakfast. A very British breakfast.
So
I didn't even wake up at a breakfast time. I woke up at 11. I was like, hey, good day. Look what's happening at Tokyo Game Show. Nothing. Fantastic. Let's move on with my day.
I woke up at 9, which was an hour ago, and then I went, I'm a little too tired. I'm gonna go back to sleep. And I set my alarm for 9:30, and then I got up and I ran into the shower, which is why I got here like at the dot.
It's just like a one continuous loop. You run through the shower and just run straight out.
Yeah,
Towel on.
I spent the 5 minutes pre-stream getting breakfast and blow drying my hair. A lovely person in the chat. I bet he's a beautiful person. If it's a he, if not, I'm sorry for misgendering you. But he says, Duckman is not there or no there. Okay, says, is there more stuff to talk about than the Ken leak? And that is absolutely true. There's a ton of stuff that's actually talk about this week.
No,
Yeah.
there's been nothing this week. There's no news. What even is TGS?
It was a big nothing sandwich. Nothing.
Nothing sandwich.
Literally
Except for that.
I'm sure nothing of significance has happened over the last couple of days. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. In fact, let's just end it now. Okay, bye, guys.
Yeah, see you later, everybody.
No, go on then. Let's talk about the very first thing, I guess, on the list that we have here.
Yeah, we actually have a pretty substantial list this week.
Mm-hmm.
That's not just Smash stuff. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If you had to hear that cornbread eating ASMR.
But we'll have Nintendo stuff to start with.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have the Nintendo Online came out this week, and everyone's enjoying their free trial.
I just went all in. I paid for the family plan.
I did too. Yes.
I'm knee deep. I'm already in the system.
We're gonna do that next week. We're just gonna wait to see the free plan, and then be like, okay, now who actually wants to keep going? And we'll be in a family plan together.
So here's the deal. Here's the thing.
Yes.
They added voice chat to a bunch of games. This is huge because Nintendo has famously always been super against voice chat for whatever reason. Even though they make like the Wii Speak and that little stupid I don't know if anyone remembers
Hey
the
guys, remember the Wii Speak?
Yeah.
I have a Wii Speak.
Anyone remember the headset for the Wii?
No, I had Wii
No?
Speak.
It looked like a
Right.
Bluetooth speaker. Let me
Mate, I don't need a headset. I had Wii Speak. It's the only way to use the
there it is. There it is with a Call of Duty Black Ops logo on it.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Hang on, let me I'm gonna pull this picture up on stream
Yeah,
so
put
y'all
that
can
in
see it as
stream.
well. Yeah, remember
Oh,
this
God.
thing? I remember that thing.
I feel like that existed for one game and one game only.
It had a generic nope, because I'm now seeing a Modern Warfare 3 version, so that's two
Oh, wow.
games. And the Conduit had
I think the Conduit used We Speak, didn't it? That's what I used for the Conduit.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same thing. Like it
Okay.
uses the same technology.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Beautiful. As I was saying, so yeah, they they opened up voice chat so you can now shit talk children in a multitude of Nintendo games. They Arms, Mario Tennis Aces, and Mario Kart 8. Now, what I love about those three games is that none of them are Splatoon 2. Which is like the
Splatoon
one
2.
game where it would actually be useful.
Splatoon 2 is still only the online launch, which is funny in a multitude of areas.
It's
especially
really sad. It's really
especially
sad,
since it
actually.
had an update last week. So hey,
Yeah.
good job everybody. But yeah, with those other free games, you can now randomly talk to people. So I was in a tournament from a streamer that I'm friends with, and he was playing Mario Kart. So I saw somebody was in the online launch, and then I joined him, and the streamer immediately got upset. Why are you guys using the online chat function of the app? So now my favorite thing is going into streamers' tournaments of Mario Kart, opening the app, and being in the online chat for just a few seconds, long enough for them to be annoyed.
I was intrigued yesterday. I booted up the app. I opened up Mario Kart. And I was just talking to random people online.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had this sense of nostalgia because I was like, like, oh man, it's like when you first plugged the Xbox Live headset in over what, like 10 years ago?
For Uno?
Yeah, for Uno and Halo 3. The two biggest Xbox 360 exclusives of all time. And I sure was talking to some people while playing Mario Kart.
And how were those conversations?
It was mostly me complaining about being Mario Karted, and then they would laugh because it's true. Because Mario Kart is a game where you're in, like, second place, and then, like, 19 shells come out of nowhere, and you're just in ninth in the blink of an eye.
So what you're saying is that Mario Kart is now the first real universal language?
Yes it is.
Okay.
I love Mario Kart.
Fantastic.
I have not used the voice chat or the NES online yet at all.
Oh.
Anything, so...
I have tried using the NES online, and man, that split D-pad is not great for NES games.
Yeah, I had two separated experiences with NES games online. First, I tried it with American friends. Those connections were absolutely dreadful. Like 1 or 2 bars, and we decided to play like the battle mode in Double Dragon, and having the most slow movement in the entirety of the universe. And then we moved, and then I played with some local folks over internet and had no problems at all. And we just played for Super Mario Bros. 3, which was a way better time, honestly.
Oh, nice.
So, the thing that fucks with me is, the thing that fucks with me is, so me and my friend Bryhard, you may know him, he's been here before. We were playing Mario 3 and Mario Bros. Because the 2-player in both those games are still really fun to this day. The Mario Bros. Like battle mode-esque thing. Oh my god, it's so... If you play with someone who's never played that stuff before, like, you can slam dunk them into oblivion, and it's the most, it's the most fun thing on the planet.
Sure is.
Especially in Mario Brothers 3, where the way you
Hmm.
have to activate it is by highlighting the person's icon on the map. So,
Yeah.
like, your friend will try to keep advancing through the game, and you're just like, no, let's go into the battle mode again. And he's just losing lives from every time he loses the game. It's like...
Fantastic.
It's really
Nice.
rough. But I'm based in New York. He's based in Texas, and both with the regular, like just playing it normally and the hidden low latency mode, there was still quite a bit of input delay,
Oh.
which really sucks for us, Mario 3 speedrunners, because like you're just like, this does not feel right. It's weirder that it's on the host side as well. Like everyone kind of gets screwed over by the
Weird.
the little bit of delay, and it's doesn't feel super great. But
Huh.
locally it's fine. Just don't use the CRT mode, I guess.
Yeah, I saw that. It leaves like an imprint on your Switch's screen for a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure the way it's rendered, maybe to compensate for the, I'm assuming the scan lines they add, they made the pixel art brighter, maybe a bit too bright. I don't know. I'd have to see it for myself, but I don't want to try.
Yeah. The only thing, so what I've really enjoyed about the NES stuff so far, in fact, the only thing I've done with it is that you get access to all regions. So I could download the Famicom one and
Yeah.
just play that without having to have a Japanese online account. So I can finally, whenever they decide to add it, play Zelda 2, the Famicom Disk System version of the game,
Yes.
and finally get that difference. Because I was playing the Legend of Zelda Famicom version just to see what all the slight differences were throughout that, and I'm going to have a look at what other games and what other regional differences there are going to be.
Did
Like,
they
even-
already? I thought they already announced the games for the upcoming 2 months in Japan.
They announced them for the upcoming 3 months around the world.
Yeah, it's in Europe accidentally announced them, if I recall. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. I just know that
feel that they're
Twinbee is there.
I feel that they're still on the Japanese website though. They already just scheduled them.
Okay. I mean, if Zelda 2 is on there, that's going to be great.
In
'cause then I can
October,
plan
we're
it.
getting Solomon's Key, NES Open, Dodgeball, Super Dodgeball. In November, we're getting Metroid, Mighty Bomb Jack, and Twinbee. And in December, we're getting Wario's Woods, Ninja Gaiden, and Adventures of Lolo.
Okay.
Huh.
Adventures of Lolo will be a good one to finally try out, though, because I've not actually played that game yet.
Adventures of
That's
Lolo,
good.
hope you kept the receipt.
Oh.
That's all I can think of whenever I hear that title, is of Homestar Runner. Like, god damn it.
Yeah, the Famicom Disk System of Metroid, which has saves instead of
Yeah.
having password, is going to be an interesting one.
Someone
to try
noticed on the UK site, they mentioned some of these games having a quote-unquote special edition
Yeah.
attached to them.
We were talking about that today, me and Luigi Blood, about what that could actually mean.
I suspect it's going to be like the Famicom Disk System version, just like
I'm not sure.
with English language or something.
That would be cool. We're wondering if it could be like he was wondering, I should say, if it would be like a rendering thing, like one that runs at 50 hertz or whatever to match what the native I can't think what the right word is,
yeah,
but to match how it was authentically over here.
The right refresh rate.
Yeah,
Because you PAL users have higher resolutions but worse frame rates.
yeah. So he's wondering if it's that just so that people can have that replicate experience. He hopes it's not.
It's like
which
owning a
I agree, 'cause it's a
PlayStation.
bit like, but it's like, why? Done. Actually, I had a question. I noticed that
Yes.
we got lovely old Push in the chat,
Mhm.
and he brought up earlier: is the Nintendo Online Family Plan region locked or not?
No.
No.
It's not. Okay.
I noticed that some had difficulties, but those have, I think, purchased it through the regular website. I purchased it through eShop
Okay.
and had no issues at all.
Okay. That's because we were going to do the family plan, and we're obviously all from different regions.
Hmm.
But I didn't think there was. I couldn't find anything to indicate that it would be an issue, and we had no problems adding each other to the family group.
Yeah.
So
I know people had problems, but all of them that I talked to that had problems purchased it through a regional website.
Okay. All right. So if I just purchase it through the eShop, then it should be fine.
Yeah, more than likely.
All right. There you go, Push.
This is totally anecdotal, but I have my my Japanese alt account on my family plan, and I was able to download the Famicom games.
Well, you can do that without signing up to the online plan. Like,
But actually booting it up is a different story.
Like I just signed into the Japanese eShop, didn't make an online account, found the Famicom thing, downloaded it, and then booted up on my European one, and it was fine.
I heard if you have the American version of online, you can't play Japan Splatoon online. Well, you can't. You have to have a Japanese copy of Splatoon for that to even work.
Yeah.
Because the game itself is like pseudo region locked. It almost uses a completely different executable in different regions.
Splatoon 2 is the only online game that uses a different executable altogether.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that honestly makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah, it's presumably because of the Splatfest being different in each region.
And items. Japan gets way more items than we do.
Yeah, they actually get serial items. We actually get the first serial item for Nintendo Switch Online.
No. Yeah, I saw that.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I gotta
but,
check out that special offers page. Tap, tap, tap on my loud-ass keyboard.
But yeah, we should be getting that through the email.
Okay. So, is there anything else to talk about with Nintendo Online experiences? Like I said, I haven't really taken any advantage of it at all.
I hope there's, I don't know, more.
Oh.
I really hope that they add other games to the voice chat. I'm currently working on a review of Payday 2 for the Nintendo Switch. And we already mentioned this last week, but I'm going to do it again. Where playing that game with randos is impossible. Especially if you're trying to do stealth. You can't coordinate just by looking at each other. It's just like... It's really rough.
You haven't learned how to mind read yet through the game?
No, I have to like buy other copies for my friends so I can play with people I can talk to.
Yeah. For in general, like even with the games they've added, like the online app is still not the greatest offering as part of this online service to begin with.
No, it's not.
No.
I mean, I said it before and I'll say it again. I don't mind the online service being lesser because it's, you know, I'm paying less. Like I can make, you know, like, oh, whatever, fuck it. Like, oh yeah, I'm not going to get like games like streaming. I'm like, okay, whatever. But like my problem with the online is that it I was talking to a friend about it and he was like, man, Nintendo's really dropping the ball with this. And I said, I don't think they're dropping the ball. I think they're just, like, not even picking it up. Like, they're so afraid of messing it up that they're just like, no, keep it, it's fine.
They haven't really changed their stance in any of it except for which games can now use voices.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the opening days of Nintendo Switch Online, I noticed that I had more issues connecting in Splatoon matches.
Well, there actually might be a reason for that. I'm actually going to pull up my Switch right now so I can demonstrate this thing on stream.
Okay.
Ooh.
And oh, maybe that might not be the best of idea because my IP address might show up, but I don't want that probably. But essentially, someone pointed out that in the most recent update to the OS, they seem to have included an upload rate cap, which is weird. Let's see.
Let's see if it comes up. Oh,
Don't want to show that IP address, but yeah. So I have gigabit internet, and my download speed is 48 megabits per second because I'm using a wired connection, and it's not great when it's docked.
Yeah.
Because USB 3 support. What's that?
Hey, well, the Wi-Fi chip in Switch is not great to begin with.
Yeah.
yeah.
But they've capped the upload speed to 8 megabits per second. Which
Where can you
means
see? Where can you see that?
you go to settings, you go to internet, and then you go test connection.
Oh, so you have to test it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just having a look to see where that pops up. Download
It's very strange.
speed. 60 megabits. Upload speed 8.
Let's see. Duckman is no there asks, what do you guys think of Doom Guy being in Smash? I made a video. And then he says, I know the episode you guys released if he did 1%. I don't think I gave him 1%. I'm pretty sure I gave him 5%. And then he says, if Bayonetta and Snake got in, then why can't Doom Guy? Watch the video again. Inherently Doom Guy is like way more violent than Bayonetta and Snake.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's super easy to super cartoonify what Bayonetta and Snake do in Smash, because you can just tone down everything. Snake can just do the CQC. He can be using super, goofy weapons. Bayonetta just, flails her legs that have that have pop guns attached to them. Doom Guy has like a chainsaw. Like you can't.
Hey, Corrin has a chain sword.
No, but that's like, listen.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, Doom Guy's all about like those glory kills.
Yeah, exactly.
And ripping people to shreds. It wouldn't quite work.
Oh,
it's
Duckman is not here, not no there, which I guess makes more sense.
Duckman is
I
there.
thought it was just a misspelling of not there, but yeah, that's yeah. I listen. I hate to be the negative Nancy. Doom is like my favorite game of all time, but like I don't see it happening.
There's nothing saying it can't, but it's certainly not base game.
No.
For sure. Alright, shall we
talk about Smash, by the way. I think it's amazing that Chris Taylor got his wish.
Oh, yeah. No, that was really nice.
Yeah.
I was wondering if they were going to leave it a bit later, but I guess you don't want to risk it and not do it as soon as possible, I suppose.
Yeah, if people don't know, Chris Taylor is a big Nintendo fan who is diagnosed with cancer. And he was unsure if he would have the opportunity to play Ultimate. And he's bedridden, so he has no way of going to events or anything like it. 2 reps of Nintendo of Canada came over him, and he got to play the E3 demo for 3 hours with his friends.
Which is really nice.
It's a really nice gesture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What now? See if Capcom does the same with Devil May Cry 5.
Nintendo's always been pretty good with that type of stuff. I imagine they always have like demos of games like ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess is the question. The question is whether or not he played a demo or an unfinished build of the final
He apparently
game,
played the E3 demo, apparently.
Yeah,
he played
that's
the
what
E3 demo,
that's what
yeah.
I figured as much.
That was something I was watching. Would they wait until all the characters have been revealed and then let him play an unreleased version of the demo? Because they won't let him play the full game, because then he could easily just spoil everything. People.
Yeah. But at least he got to see Inkling and Ridley, which at least is exciting for him.
Yeah, and that's really nice. All right, shall we go away from Nintendo Online?
Mosey on, yeah,
to a still not a very upbeat topic, I suppose.
Let's talk about the death of Telltale Games.
Yeah.
Oh, that was sad news today. Jeez.
You know what it is? You know what it is with Telltale? It sucks, but it was bound to happen.
I didn't realize that the only game that made them profit was the first Walking Dead game.
I've been keeping up with Telltale for a long time, and it's been a long time when everyone who's made a rest in peace Telltale Games image is using games that came out way after the ones that I played by Telltale.
These not using Strong Bad.
They're not using Strong Bad. They're not using Sam and Max. They're not using Monkey Island. Yeah, or Hector or Poker Night. They're just they're using Walking Dead and Walking Dead Season 2 and Walking Dead Season 3. But man, Telltale is a company that I have no idea what they were doing.
Yeah.
Like I remember my fondest memory of Telltale Games, outside of playing their games, was waking up every Monday morning in the summer of 2008 and booting up the eShop, the Wii Shop at like 6 a.m. To see if they finally uploaded the first episode of the Homestar Runner game.
Yeah, Strong Bad.
Which was called Homestar. People. The first episode was called Homestar Ruiner. And they just didn't for like 2 months on end, and that has always been Telltale's thing. They've always been very slow to deliver on things, but oh boy, they deliver. The problem is they then tried doing that with like 4 games in development simultaneously. I don't like that after they finished The Walking Dead, when they had it was like Walking Dead Season 2 and Wolf Among Us in production. It took like a full year to get any of those games out.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say, because like I remembered them from back in the day, and then after Walking Dead Season 1, it suddenly felt like you had so much stuff. Season 2 of Walking Dead just didn't come out for ages. And then there was also Minecraft Story Mode, then Game of Thrones, which bombed, and then there was the next Walking Dead season, then there was Batman. Yeah, and they were promising the Wolf Among Us 2 for ages, which I guess just isn't going to happen now.
Oh yeah, it won't. They had Guardians of the Galaxy, they had Batman, they had another Walking Dead season, they had Game of Thrones, and Borderlands, all happening at the same
Borderlands. Time. Did they do Jurassic Park as well?
They did after Back to the Future, but before Walking Dead.
And they did Back to the Future. Jesus.
Yeah, they did but this is like when they were actually focusing on one game at a time and not like 4 at the same time. And that's what killed them. That's definitely what killed them, was working on all of these big licenses that they had to presumably sometimes pay out of their own pocket to work on the games of, and do it at the same time, and you know, sell them at $5 an episode or 20 altogether. Like, it is not a good risk reward situation at all.
And at the same time, I totally get it. At the other hand of it, I think they made some really quality games. Like, I enjoyed playing through them just on my lonesome, like late at night, an episode or two when the whole season was out. But like you said, it's a very unviable business model, especially if you have games in production for that long.
Yeah. They had it. I mean, they said that the full company at its largest was like 400 people. Which is still relatively small, considering the amount of stuff they were always doing at one moment. And now, and the worst part is that they're not even finishing the game they started with the final season of The Walking Dead, which is so like, that's so, you know,
It's really depressing.
Ironic that's the final game that killed them, was the game that kind of started their downfall, The Walking Dead.
Because we won't know the end now of Clementine's story, which felt like it's almost coming to an end now.
Yeah.
And we won't know now in the final 2 episodes how that story ends.
Yeah. You think that should be their focus rather than working on Minecraft Season 2 for Netflix or whatever it was.
Well, then here's the thing. It was not a Season 2 because Season 2 was an episodic thing that came out. What they mean is it's a separate project based on Minecraft Story Mode that is
Yeah.
built for Netflix.
Oh, okay. So it's like a TV show based on Minecraft Story Mode, basically.
Yes, basically.
It's
yeah.
basically Minecraft Story Mode, but with way slower and simpler inputs.
Oh, okay.
So you can play it with like a remote.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were
So
planning
it's
on
a game
doing that.
still. All right.
Yeah, they were planning on doing it for their upcoming Stranger Games.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Games. Stranger Things game as well, which that's now canceled.
Yeah.
As for yes, they also did Tales of Monkey Island. As for who's gonna pick up these games, I feel like WB is gonna pick up the Batman games. Maybe even Wolf
I think
Among
the majority
Us.
the majority of the license will go to THQ Nordic.
Yeah. Hey, Tim, listen, Mr. Schaefer. We don't see the eye to eye. I thought Broken Age was kind of terrible, but like, give Sam and Max a good home at Double Fine. Please. I have faith in you guys to actually do something with Sam and Max and not Telltale that did nothing with it for like a straight decade. And then I don't know, the thing that really concerns me is how most of their catalog was almost entirely digital based, and I doubt like it's any of it's gonna go offline or be taken down.
Right.
But there's definitely a possibility of it, and that's really not great.
Most of their important stuff was collected in collector's editions that was released on platforms.
See, here's the thing though. They used to do that. They used to do physicals.
They did it last December. They did the entire Walking Dead collection for the first 3 seasons.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know they started doing a thing a couple of years ago where with every new game, instead of waiting for the game to be out to sell the physical with the entire game on the disc, they just started selling the season pass disc that just has like a blank Blu-ray and then it updates whenever there's a new episode.
Yeah, they used to do that, but the last couple of years they just did straight up collections once a season is finished.
I know they did that for Batman, the collection for Batman Season 1.
Sadly, they never did a collection for Strong Bad.
No, they never. It's strangely they never did a physical for.
Like that was one of their first ones. They didn't do it for Tales of Monkey Island either.
To be fair, I played it originally on Wii. Tales of Monkey Island ran really bad on Wii.
The Sam and Max games got physicals on Wii.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, they did. Yes.
Monkey Island might have. I'm not sure. I don't know if Wallace and Gromit got a physical either, but yeah.
Oh God,
they did. They absolutely.
Yeah, they did a Wallace and Gromit game. But
they absolutely got a collection of games.
But for PC, yeah, we got a Strong Bad physical, but we never got a Strong Bad physical for the PS3 or the Wii, which is it's a damn shame because I want that game on my shelf. I really want like a Wii copy of Strong Bad's cool game. Listen, go buy it now. Like
you can't anymore.
The Wii shops.
Well, PC, good old games. There's and the PS3 store if you have a PS3.
I guess PC.
Or Dolphin, whatever. But yeah, like there's the Homestar Runner game is like way better than it has any right to be, and I love that because I love really Homestar Runner so much.
I think like every time I think about now Strong Bad, I think of that opening song in the first episode.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do about The Walking Dead because I've only played the first season. I kept meaning to pick up the second one to continue it, but now that I know it's not going to end, I'm almost like, do I just not bother anymore?
Did the Back to the Future get a physical? Yes, it did. It even got a second physical when they updated the game with new voice acting from everyone that isn't Michael J. Fox or Crispin Glover.
Yep, that's correct.
Oh man, I need to play the Back to the Future games again. They were so like all right.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually just bought The Walking Dead, the final season, on my Switch last night because I don't know, the idea of having like a released canceled game is like, ooh, that's enticing. That's cute. But I wonder if they're gonna severely drop the price or if they're going to just like take it down.
Hmm. I think at least on consoles you can get a refund for something that's cancelled.
Probably not on Switch though. Am I right, Nintendo?
No, you can.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can actually send them a request. That's also something that's. I'm not so sure how well it's protected in America, but in Europe you straight up can do that and
Yeah.
send them in mail.
Okay.
I think
Didn't know that.
I think people had to like straight up finagle a way to get NBA Playgrounds refunds. Because
Yeah.
no one liked that game at launch. And to be fair, it's
I
still
heard
not
people,
good.
I heard people like going to 5 different customer reps in America for a WWE 2K18. So I don't know what to tell you.
Oh.
Oof.
Ouch.
I see that
In
game.
in Europe though, like people straight up got refunds. So
I see that game for like
Base Europe.
$15 at Best Buy, and I get so curious. But then I remember that outside of it also being a bad port, it's like also not a good game. So it's like, oh, maybe, maybe not.
Maybe not. Oh well.
yeah, I just honestly think that it's depressing for 2 parts. One for the games that they made because there was a lot of love and craft into it, but screw the management at Telltale for giving so little heads up to the employees of their company.
Oh
Yeah, that sucks. Like, just suddenly drop it. Oh yeah, we're firing like everyone but 25 people. It's like,
Hey,
bye
guess
bye.
what? You're all out.
Yeah, you
Bye-bye.
can't even finish the game. It's like,
Basically, where it came down to is that they fired most of their staff and all of their healthcare packages run for one more week, and they don't get money until they get basically a new job.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is so bad.
I do kind of hope that a lot of those folks do kind of do kind of go to areas where they're kind of better suited. Like I hope some of them go to Ron Gilbert's company, the guys who made Thimbleweed Park, because I would love to see those guys. Hang on, you can come on in, Epic Martin 7. But no, I would love to see I would love to see them work on like, true proper point and clicks and not just like Walking Dead reskins, I would like to see some of them go to Double Fine. I'm sure even though Double Fine recently said they filled up, I'm sure the folks that worked at Telltale would feel really at home there, and they could just kind of go back to what they were doing.
Well, apparently Ninja Theory put out a message saying that they would be willing to hire anyone from Telltale who got fired, that if they want to join, they can join.
Well, Ninja Theory is also in a good position where they're now growing the company among Microsoft. So they're likely looking for new folks to hire, which is the best position to go in right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy whatever Telltale games are on the PS3. Go ahead, because I think the grand majority of the really old, really good ones are on there.
Yeah.
Just don't play like the Batman game, because that one runs like shit.
I'm gonna wait and see if any.
I mean, the second Batman game was
a
a whole lot better, Enemies Within, but I
Yeah.
don't think that's on older systems.
No.
See, that's the other thing. What are they going to do with all these like physicals and other releases that they had planned for like months and ahead?
So their publishing arms seem still to exist.
Okay.
Their Telltale Publishing that does all the retail stuff. They also do the retail stuff for Jackbox Games.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think they will keep going alongside the 25 other employees from Telltale Games.
Yeah.
But I'm not totally 100% on that.
Okay.
And the 25 employees are like only temporary, or like It's permanent.
Well, those 25 employees on the Telltale game side of things, hello, by the way, will likely be gone after the Netflix project is wrapped up.
Yeah, and Telltale will then cease to exist. Which is a sad, sad time.
Big sad. Speaking of the Batman game on Switch, I'm gonna skip a topic here. We can go back to it later. But I was playing the Dark Souls network test.
Oh, okay.
And the Dark Souls network test. I don't know. Did any of you play it?
No, I didn't.
No, I
In fact,
didn't.
I'm debating cancelling my Dark Souls pre-order and for now and focusing on other stuff.
Here's the thing. This is very curious. So that's a port that we've known about. We've seen it. We've played it. Like it's been at trade shows. It's been we've seen recorded footage of it. Like we know it exists. But then it got delayed. No one really knows why. And now it's coming out, and they've done this network test. And what's really interesting, this is absolutely fascinating. So all of the changes, all of the quote-unquote upgrades to the graphics that they made in the other remastered versions of the game have been reverted. So now the game is basically running at the same graphical fidelity as the Prepare to Die edition on PC.
Oh.
But here's the kicker. Most will tell you that the remastered version looks kind of terrible compared to the Prepare to Die edition. So we're in this really weird situation. Let me pull up a picture where this is probably the third game where the Switch version accidentally looks the best. Here, let me this is the most this is just one cherry-picked screenshot. There's a guy that's been uploading pictures of it. Let me upload it onto the stream as well. But yeah, what in the hell is with that like stock smoke texture on the remastered version?
Oh, by the door.
Yeah.
That's weird because I'm pretty sure I feel like because I played the demo for Dark Souls on Switch back in July, and I feel like it had that smoke texture.
Yeah, no, it did,
when
because
I played it,
the older builds did in fact have the remastered graphics, but they seem to have gone back on that.
I'm pretty sure that smoke was still in the Gamescom version.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But like
weird.
But it's I don't know. I mean, this is totally up to opinion, but I actually think that the picture above looks better than the second one.
I think it looks better, but why they removed that effect is interesting.
But yeah, all of the changes to the graphical quote unquote enhancements they've made to Dark Souls Remastered are just not there. It's basically just the Prepare to Die edition at 1080p 30, which at the same time, the biggest complaint about Dark Souls Remastered was that it was just the Prepare to Die edition with some graphical changes. So really, whatever.
Yeah.
It's
weird.
It's fine, it's up there along with Crash Bandicoot and that Batman Telltale game where somehow toning down the lighting and the texture enhancements in some areas actually end up making the game look better.
Sleepy Esper says, have you seen Inferno Plus's video on Dark Souls Remastered?
No.
I have not.
What's it about? Should I look it up?
Is it about like the history of this port, or is it some like him playing the network test and being like, look at these graphics?
Yeah, that's the key
Oh,
thing.
you know what? No, he's
It's
probably
not-
just talking about the remastered edition in general, which I don't.
Yeah, it came out in like the first one
Yeah.
came out in May, and then another one in June. Just Dark Souls Remasters is insulting. Dark Souls Remasters is trash.
It's just the same game. Like that's really all it is
Yeah.
the same exact video game. If you own an Xbox, like you can just play the original 360 version on your bone. If you
Full of
own
CN says it reminds me of the explosive pizza sauce from Mighty Number 9. What?
Oh yeah, there was like an explosion in the background of the
Oh yeah.
it just did not look
Yeah,
good.
I've removed Mighty Number 9 from my memory.
But yeah, it's
yeah.
it's interesting. The game runs
Yeah.
pretty well though too. I mean,
No,
it's not
it
that
was-
the Switch can't run it.
Yeah, it
No.
ran well when I played it. It
Yeah.
seemed perfectly fine.
We've seen 360 and PS3 game remasters on the Switch that run and look much closer to their PS4 and Xbox One counterparts than their 360 PS3 counterparts. You know, because LA Noire, Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
Diablo 3 seems also be a case of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Hmm.
Maybe it's just for the online test.
That would be weird.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, maybe they just wanted to test the online. I mean, because having a network test seemed really weird to me in the first place for Dark Souls.
It kind of makes sense because they did some changes to the online. That's pretty much the biggest extent of the changes were the online getting you can play like there's more people in it now. I think it used to be 4 and now it's 6 or something.
Oh, okay.
Now everybody's making Mighty Number 9 jokes instead. Mighty Number 9 more like Mighty Number 2.
More like
Yeah.
I can't believe I paid money for this game on Kickstarter.
More like I got the game on Kickstarter, I got the code too late, and I got the Famicom box where the manual doesn't fit in.
Same.
Rip.
Also, I got a T-shirt, which I never
I
wore.
didn't,
So,
yeah. I just got the
Well, that's
stupid
late number
box that they had to keep sending me new parts to, like every other week. It's just like leave me alone.
they sent me the box. They sent me the box 3 times.
Oh wow.
God.
I played it when it was free on PlayStation Plus, and I gave up after the first level.
Mr. Sensibar says, "Red Ash, remember? I don't. I don't want to remember Red Ash. That was also a really bad idea.
Remember Recore? That game's really underrated.
Yeah.
Recore was really good, but that's mostly because that company didn't make it. It was
Yeah.
amateur.
Oh well. So yeah, Dark Souls. It comes out. I've got too much stuff. My PlayStation Plus subscription runs out at the end of October, and I don't think I'll renew it. So I might spend October just playing that and like playing all of them, like Bloodborne and stuff like that. And then The World Ends With You when it comes out on Switch, because that's also in October. And I'd much rather play that. Plus, I'm moving house, so I need to have money to make sure that goes smoothly.
Whew.
So, no Dark Souls for me.
Ah.
At least, because I pre-ordered it because I saw how cheap it was on Amazon, but well, whatever.
So last night
Alright.
when I was putting together this topic list,
Yes.
Mhm.
I made an addition, and I want to take it back.
What's that?
because I was like, oh, they're probably gonna announce a bunch of Sega Ages and Ace Attorney stuff. That's a big shaking my head. Shaking my damn head. They first TGS is a thing that happened. Oh, I bet it. Let me close the gap real quick. In previous Good Morning Source Gaming
Yes.
episodes, Push Dustin, who can't be here because he's unfortunately passed away.
Okay.
That's why you saw him in the chat earlier.
Yeah, that's why you saw him in the chat earlier. That's his girlfriend cleaning up.
You tell me I
know.
missed the funeral?
Yeah, he's cleaning up house. But before he unfortunately tripped on a banana, he
Son of a bitch.
I
You killed him.
for the last few, I don't know, year, For the last few months and the last few episodes, I've been pestering him when he goes to TGS to get me that figure of Chief Arano from Game Center CX. Oh look, there's Push
There's the
frowning.
spirit of Push now.
That's the confirmation. I've been pestering him to get the Arano figure, and on the night of 2 days ago, I got a text message from him saying, "Got Arano," and I'm like, "You absolute badass!" So that should be. I'll probably be getting that in the next couple of months.
But if he's dead, you no longer will get the statue.
Yeah, you won't be able to
No,
get the statue.
his girlfriend will just do the work. What are you kidding?
What if she's a big Arano fan and she just keeps it?
Libel. See you in court.
Yeah, the girlfriend in the chat says, "Looks like I'm keeping Arano."
I mean, I'm going to Japan next year, so I
Can't
be too hard
go to
to
his
find.
grave, find the
Oh.
Arano statue on his grave.
Is that going to be a new Good Morning Source Gaming running joke? Push Dustin killed,
He's dead whenever he's not on here.
trampled dead.
Push died how he lived in Smash.
He was in the latest newcomer trailer.
That picture of him,
Basically.
that picture that he took of like Aonuma, that's the last we ever saw of him. They pulled out their laser eyes like Reggie and just just
boy.
just
He must have
vaporized
asked,
the entire
he must have
audience.
asked about Mother Free.
Oh man.
Ace Attorney stuff.
So anyway, Sega Ages. They announced
Yeah,
nothing.
Yeah, Ace
There
Attorney
was-
first though. Ace Attorney.
Ace Attorney
Okay,
first.
Ace
There's less
Attorney.
to talk about there.
I had to stay up. I didn't have to. I just couldn't sleep. But they were like, they used the words unmissable. They used the word unmissable to describe their Ace Attorney panel, and all they did was announce the Ace Attorney trilogy that's been on like iPhone and 3DS, and has also been on like the games individually have been on Wii, DS, GBA, Windows. Great. We're now getting more console ports of them. It's coming to Switch, which is the really predictable one. It's coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC, which is still weird to me, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's really about it. That's all they did. Then they announced,
I like how games from like 2001 are still relevant in our 2018.
Yeah, they didn't talk about a new Ace Attorney. They showed off a great Ace Attorney credit card.
Well, then they did like a behind closed doors event, and everyone got really excited again. And then it turned out to be a random comedy skit.
That's so
Not
dumb.
an actual.
That's the dumbest
Really?
thing.
Yeah.
It was like trollolol.
God.
Oh well. I think the Sega Ages stuff is more interesting than the Ace Attorney stuff. The trilogy the trilogy we kind of was always going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why it's not that exciting of a announcement. I mean, 7 will happen eventually.
Yeah.
It would just been nice to actually
see only thing here's my only my oof with all this, and that is the reason why I'm kind of still like weird about it going multi-platform is that Ace Attorney has always done a really good job of utilizing the gimmicks built into Nintendo consoles.
Mm-hmm.
And I would at least hope for Ace Attorney Trilogy on Switch that there would be touchscreen support, there would be, pointer control, maybe even swing the Wiimote out, well, not the Wiimote, the Joy-Con out like you did the Wiimote on the WiiWare versions of Ace Attorney, which are so, nothing, and they don't really, I mean, some of them are quality of life. I think touchscreen support is super quality of life, but,
yeah.
With the games being multi-platform, I don't know. I feel like the likelihood of that being the case.
The the touchscreen stuff's going to be the weird one, especially Ace Attorney 1 has that,
Yeah.
fifth case that was added to the DS version, which makes use of the touchscreen a lot.
Because they spent like 20 goddamn minutes at this panel, like, going, look at this game you've played before, but with a cleaner UI. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, it's like, remember when you used to tap the screen? Now you just do it with an analog stick. And I'm like, great, but can I still tap the screen?
Yeah.
Like that.
It's just going back to how it was on the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
But like, I can
the
see
PS4 does have that touchpad, so
Yeah,
it kind of has the advantage there.
that's what I was going to say. The PS4 could use the touchpad, and the Switch could still use the touchscreen. But I have no idea what Xbox owners are going to be able to use.
I really hope they implement it. I hope they implement Switch gimmicks. And I also hope that means that, like, if and when they do Ace Attorney 7, like, if that also is multi-plat, I really hope it's not the situation where we get this this really crappy Switch version. That might be at like a lower texture resolution, or worse, we just don't get it either because they want to make the first graphically impressive Ace Attorney game, and then I'll cry, and then I'll like internally weep.
There's no way they won't release it on Switch when it's mostly known for being a Nintendo series, pretty much, by Capcom. It's going to be most of their fan base is going to be on Nintendo platforms.
To be fair, I'm more so thinking they're testing the waters, how other audiences will think about Ace Attorney.
Yeah.
My conclusion will be most of the people will buy it on Switch anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting.
I'm totally expecting it. The reason why I expect it's multiplat is just because Capcom has never been happy with the sales of Ace Attorney, even though they've also, strangely have tried to sabotage the sales of Ace Attorney for, like, the entirety of the 3DS's lifespan. I don't know what the hell that's about.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they'd release it on a cartridge.
Which
it was almost like in Europe specifically, I don't know about North America, a certain publishing deal between two certain Japanese companies fell through.
Oh no.
Because they always worked during the DS era. They always worked with Nintendo on this.
Yeah, but
then suddenly,
but somehow Resident Evil Revelations got like a special edition on 3DS, and also the Project Cross Zone games.
Also, the only quote unquote Ace Attorney game that got a physical release in the 3DS era was Professor Layton,
which we also had to wait like 2 years to get. Thanks, Capcom. I love you. Maybe.
Yeah. You know what's going to be a missed opportunity? Not having Kinect support for the Ace Attorney Xbox One port.
Oof.
Like, you want to solve that touchscreen problem? You have the Kinect. You just do it there. You scream objection at your TV.
I think the entirety of the Xbox community moved on from Kinect, to be honest.
To be the comeback they needed, though.
The only reason why Capcom has this weird view that the Ace Attorney games don't sell is simply because Investigations didn't sell, because Investigations was bad, and no one wanted it.
I like Investigations. Investigations 2 is really good.
Well, of course Investigations 2 is really good, but we just didn't get it.
I know, but...
because they were like, oh, it didn't sell. Also, piracy, I guess.
I also think another reason why they might think that is because of the two great Ace Attorney games, which, hey, maybe they shouldn't have made it that complicated even for a Japanese audience.
The weird thing is, okay, so... to go along with this nothing burger of a stream, the Scarlet Study, the guys who have been doing the Great Ace Attorney fan translation on 3DS and Android, released both episodes 3 and 4 last night.
Wow.
Not just 3, which they told everyone they were like 50% done with doing. They were just like, no, the episodes 3 and 4 are done as well, which makes me really excited because if you haven't checked it out, and I highly recommend you do, my friend Matt and I streamed the first episode or case of Great Ace Attorney, fan translated, on this YouTube channel, and we had an absolute blast because that opening. We're like big diehard Ace Attorney like fans, and that has that opening was genuinely the best in the series since the first time I played Ace Attorney 1. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. It's that good.
I love the Ace Attorney games too.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah, they're so good.
Really good.
So
Nikon says, I love Touch Detective. Remember how during the 3DS era they changed Touch Detective into a rhythm game? Good talk.
Oh yeah, I remember Zonicum really likes Touch Detective. Oh.
I was never played an Ace Attorney game. Sorry about that. I know how to...
just get the...
Yeah, get the trilogy.
Yeah, get the trilogy on Switch when it comes out. There you go.
Forgot about that.
You got many places. I'm kind of annoyed that I got the trilogy on the 3DS.
I wouldn't, because
I never got around to playing it.
You know what it is? I wouldn't be upset about that because, I mean, what if the Switch trilogy release is bad? Like, what if it doesn't include all the DS gimmicks and stuff? Because in that case, then the 3DS version is better.
Yeah, that's
I just wish there was a cartridge of it. Like, okay, whatever. I get 5 and 6 maybe not getting cartridges, even though it's still weird. Trilogy, hands down, should have gotten a cartridge.
Maybe it will on the Switch. I think someone pointed out there's no eShop logo on the Switch. Yeah,
but
I mean they got physical in Japan. It's just not over here, I suppose.
It got physical in Japan, and it had English language options. Like, hey, Capcom.
But then you have the ham-fisted way of Capcom only releasing it on their eCapcom store.
How do we play the translation? Google it. I'm not gonna tell the whole process here. There's a lot to it.
I was gonna say maybe they sell box with the code inside the retail stores.
No, please.
If you look it up, they have a website. The translation team has a website that gives you instructions. That's all you need to know. And you need a legitimate copy. No piracy here. No frowny face.
Yes, no frowny face. Now let's talk about Sega Ages. So I think this is more interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you want to slap that image I put in the chat
yeah, sure.
up on the screen? So
they did a they've been doing this a lot actually in Japan.
Yeah.
Because I have a friend who's in cahoots with Sega actually, and though it's also totally obvious because they basically did a live stream where the summary was that Sega knows they have probably one of the best back catalogs in gaming history, it's about, damn time they did something with it. So
Agreed.
To be fair, they did those free series of 3DS classics as well.
Those were good. I actually really liked
but
Sega supported the 3D classics
but
line,
here's the
Nintendo.
dealio. Here's the Problemino. Great, Sonic 1 and 2 again. Cool. Great. All right.
Yeah, well,
okay.
They're always
Well,
gonna
they did
suck.
more than Sonic 1 and 2.
But that's like the 3D classics on 3DS. I love them, but they still scratch that surface of like the most like bare bones Sega catalog stuff. I mean, Power Drift came out of nowhere. That was pretty cool, but you were still playing like Space Harrier,
Yeah, well, they're always gonna, just in the same way that Nintendo.
But have you played Space Harrier in 3D? That looked hacking cool.
It looks great. Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just they're always gonna have those games that they always re-release with this stuff and always start with like Sonic the Hedgehog. But I mean, like they also announced Virtua Racing.
Well,
was going to be
getting to that. I'm getting to that. But so they've been running polls and asking people what they want to see come back, or just what they want to see, remastered and stuff.
Yes.
And they ran a poll, I want to say half a year ago, just for franchises they would like to see come back, and that's how we got the Shenmue 1 and 2 HD remakes, which bring that to Switch.
And the new Sakura Wars game that they're making.
And now we have a poll that they did.
They did it a few weeks ago.
Yeah, for what people would like to see come to the Sega Ages releases on the Switch. And it's more or less the same list. Like Shenmue 1 and 2 is still basically in the top.
Yeah.
number 1 is Jet Set Radio, which yeah.
Yes, please.
Someone done goofed, and I'm pretty sure Shining is supposed to be Shining Force.
Yeah.
Skies of Arcadia. Like, cause look at this list. This is like, there's a lot of really good games on this list that have just been dormant since like.
Yeah. Well,
you know,
the list specifically says unless it's a specific game case, like with Sonic 3 and Knuckles and Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, they're actually they collated them into series.
Yeah.
So Puyo Puyo is just like any Puyo Puyo game, and Sakura Wars is any Sakura Wars game. And I'm guessing that's, I don't know if Shining Force, if there's another game that's shining something else or something like that.
Also, Butter Geek asks, is the leak stuff at the end to keep up listening to the end? The leak stuff is at the end because it's spoilery stuff.
Yeah.
That's why it's at the end. We're not going to talk about stuff that people are going to potentially not want to hear, like, halfway through.
Midway through, yeah.
Yeah.
But going back to Sega ages, I find like this is like Sega does have a really big catalog, and there are so many games on the Saturn and Dreamcast that just basically haven't seen the light of day again properly. They always have the Mega Drive Genesis collections. They actually announced the Mega Drive collection was coming.
Those collections are pretty mediocre though.
Yeah, they're mediocre. They're all right if you want to get a big fill of old games, but they're
the reason why I like this poll, the reason why I like this list is because I'm kind of sick and tired of the millions and billions of Genesis releases, because it's kind of like Nintendo with the NES stuff. Like, yeah, I played them. I know about Guardian Heroes.
At least I played a bunch of Sonic the Hedgehog, one of the first releases this week.
Yeah.
And what I like about it is that beyond like having run of the ROMs available to you, you also have the Japanese international version, but also the Mega Play version, which is really cool. So I think if they do it in that specific way, I don't really have an issue with it, because you have so many options to choose from.
Yeah, if they release Sonic Adventure 1 and you can choose between the DX or regular original Dreamcast version, and then the same for 2 and Battle, that'd be amazing. Like, the graphical differences and everything.
The thing that really excites me, though, is how a grand majority of stuff on this list is from Saturn, Dreamcast, and beyond. Panzer Dragoon, which absolutely. Virtua Fighter, absolutely. Knights, Burning Rangers, Skies of Arcadia. These are like Dynamite Deca. These are all like Saturn and Dreamcast deep cuts. Space Channel 5, like, these should come back. But my personal favorite, the one that gets me real hype, even though this is not a list confirming anything, is number 29, Outrun 2 Special Edition. Yes! Bring it back! I don't want to pay $70 for the Xbox original version, and the PS2 and PSP versions aren't very good. So, yeah, bring back Outrun 2 or Outrun 2006. Either of those would be fine. But yeah, like, I would love that.
I just want to, see not Genesis and Mega Drive stuff, and see the Dreamcast stuff especially. Because it just doesn't get, apart from the Dreamcast collection, which is always, Sonic Adventure 1, Space Channel 5, Sega Bass Fishing.
Those weren't so great either.
And the Dreamcast collection isn't even the first Space Channel 5. It's the second
one.
Yeah. To be fair, the Dreamcast, every time like Sega does these collections, they never turn out really well. Like, even the Dreamcast collection wasn't all that hot. Well, the stuff that M2 has done on 3DS, but also they also did some stuff with Nintendo across the years, and now they're moving specifically into Sega ages. I think the potential of them handling the emulation for all of this stuff has a really large scale to it.
I have kind of
heard... is very good at what they... can I interject real quick?
Yeah,
sure.
Good at what they do. I mean, they did really well with the GBA emulator on the Wii U. I mean, those games look perfectly clear and all of that. I think that's all they worked on with Nintendo in recent memory. And then, of course, the Sega 3D stuff looks absolutely amazing. So, yeah, I would love them to tackle, like, newer systems. Because right now is kind of a nostalgia period for, like, the N64 and kind of, like, GameCube-esque era, almost. The 5th, 6th console generations. So I think that list makes a lot of sense. And I think M2 would just do a spectacular job with that.
Yeah. I just want to go to a proper like time to revisit a lot of these games.
Yeah.
Like you can get Jet Set Radio, especially on Switch where it's portable. Like they already did Jet Set Radio HD on 360 and PS3. I don't see any reason why they can't just.
Yeah,
I don't see any reason why they can't just release it on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And the same for the Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. They did HD versions. Why not just release them there as well?
Yeah.
Stuff like Daytona and Sakura Wars and Puyo Puyo are all sort of
I have
getting
heard,
more.
at least when it comes to Shenmue, I know that I had someone tell me that they like Shenmue 1 and 2 HD has actually been something that's been in development for a really long time. They just never were able to get it working properly.
Yeah.
Sort of a mix between them not really having a good running engine for it, but also just not getting the proper funding. But yeah, like now's the time. Now's the
I really want to try Shenmue 1 and 2, so I'd much rather it came to Switch than on PS4, where I can just pick up and play. That'd be really
got
good.
it on my Xbox because it makes sense, but but yeah, I would love a Switch version of Shenmue 1 and 2. And maybe even 3 when that comes out.
I don't know, but yeah, this is really cool. There are some games in there I've never heard of, like Dynamite Decker and Spike Out.
Well, we know Dynamite Deca here as a Die Hard Arcade.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting one to see re-released.
Oh yeah, I forgot that M2 also did some work on the Rebirth games on WiiWare.
Yep. Which that's not here because that's not part of the Sega Ages thing. But
that shows. But it shows that they can handle code. So
yeah, but I think it was either Nintendo Life. They did an interview where they said they did a poll for other stuff they would like to see M2 bring to Switch, and those are at the tippy top.
Yeah,
and they're seriously considering it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I honestly, in general though, like they have a really good track record. They I think a year and a half ago, they also did their first ever port to an arcade, which is Skullgirls.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice.
Which they did a really good job on, apparently.
Yeah, something that was just announced right now, but I think it's just right now, at least today. There's nothing to do with Sega, but I wanted to bring it up. Puzzle Bobble is coming to Switch,
also known as Busta Move.
Busta Move, yeah. It's the first
for me, it's
one.
Puzzle Bobble.
Yeah, Busta Move for me. Busta Move 2 on PlayStation 1 was my jam. Love that game. Just wanted to throw that out there because Puzzle Bobble is great, and I will pick this up probably.
Yes.
Also, I don't know if we should mention this. Maybe we should. Whatever. Super Mario Party for Nintendo Switch won't support handheld mode. It's tabletop and docked mode only, which is...
To be fair, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
It is built with the Joy-Con in mind.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you have to move the Joy-Con for many mini games and stuff, so you wouldn't be able to do that in handheld mode. That's why the Pro Controller's not supported.
Like I couldn't talk about this. I couldn't talk about this last week because it was a day after it happened. But I published the preview for it this week. I was actually at Nintendo to play Super Mario Party for about 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
and most of those mini games are built with the Joy-Con in mind. You actually are using the HD Rumble. You are using the motion controls in it in various ways. You're using the buttons, so they are really opting for using every option that the Joy-Cons have to offer, which also in turn makes it a great showcase for like local multiplayer stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm looking forward to Super Mario Party. Actually,
I hope it's good.
Yeah.
So far, I've played it. It's super fun.
Yeah, same. I played it.
I'm what they so kind of like how Pokemon players are separated by what generation they really like, and how they have like Gen 1ers for Pokemon. I'm like a Gen 1er of Mario Party. Well, I like
Mario Party 1
Super
and 2
Mario.
and 3.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. Would I like Super Mario Party? Does it just like cut the bullshit?
Like one is a game I have really trouble going back to.
Yeah.
One
One
like,
is
like
Totally.
screwing
Two is the best.
people on the first board is still on the Bowser board. There is still really fun,
Yeah.
especially considering you land on the question mark space and everybody goes back to start. It's
But-
still super hilarious.
But 2 and 3
in general,
are
two
perfect
and
video
three are
games.
fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
but like I am more adjusted to the GameCube games now.
Yeah.
Like these days.
Yeah.
So for me, it's sort of hard to go back to, like 1, 2, and 3. For 3, I still play a lot, especially with the dual mode in there.
Yeah.
5 all the way for me.
5 is the most RNG Mario Party out there.
Which means it's the best Mario Party out
Nah,
there.
it's
God.
that is
Nah.
it's 6 and 3 for me all the way,
No,
baby.
ironically, 3 is my favorite Mario Party, and it's the only one I don't own.
I think
Actually, it's not true. I own it in Japanese, and I don't own it in English.
I think
It's my
my
favorite one.
fave Mario parties are 2, 3, and 8. And the only reason why I say 8 is because at least with 8 they had new mini games completely based on the whole new, like Wiimote gimmick.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
when Mario
those-
Party tends to do good, is when it has gimmicks based on a new method of control.
Oh, remember the microphone?
Yeah. Hey, remember
Mario
when
Party
Nintendo
6,
made
baby.
a generic branded Wii Party game that was like better than most Mario Party games?
Oh yeah, Wii Party and Wii Party
Yeah,
U
Wii
are
Party
Wii
U
Party
fantastic.
U is
good, yeah.
fantastic. I
Wii Party
love
U is a
Wii
really
Party
good
U.
game. Yeah.
Well, Wii Party is also really good. I went
Yeah.
back to the basic party modes back into the original Wii Party, and they stand out so much from how much they wanted to do with it. Like the
Yeah.
World Tour mode is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Isn't that ND Keep's debut for Nintendo?
Yes, they were. Yeah, that was
Yes.
their,
I'll
their
take
well,
this
technically their
poll off the
reboot
screen.
because ND Cube existed for longer. They did the F-Zero games when they first opened their studio.
On the GBA.
Yeah.
Maximum
But
Velocity.
after a while, they needed to get fully bought out by Nintendo, and that's when they started with Wii Party, which was great. Then they made Mario Party 9, which was more controlled, if you look for the credits, by Nintendo. Then they made Wii Party U, which was fully owned and done by them.
Mhm.
And then they made Mario Party 10, which was once again controlled by Nintendo.
Mhm. And they're doing Super Mario Party.
They seem to have more range to do what they want. It seems like a follow-up of Wii Party and Wii Party U in some ways.
Yeah.
With the elements of Mario Party, the people miss like the boards. stuff
Sure,
like
yeah,
that,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm excited for it. What I've played so far reminds me more of Wii Party U than Mario Party 10, with elements from the
Old Mario Party games.
previous
yes.
Mario Party
Yeah,
game.
that sounds like the video game I want. That
Yes.
sounds like
The
the
one I
video
want,
game
which
I
is
want to
why-
play. Yeah.
So hopefully I'll get to play it more soon, and then I can make a more solid opinion before buying it.
Just
but we'll
like
see.
Miyamoto said, we finally did a good one.
So before we get to the leak, so I guess this is sort of a leak. Do we want to talk about that new Pokemon? Because it's like
I
currently
guess.
it's currently like live on Pokemon Go, and people are catching it.
Well, no
So-
longer in Europe. It was actually the first half hour after the community day wrapped up, and then it disappeared again.
Oh, did it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a shame. Because
By the way,
Push
if you need a video to put it on screen about that, here you go.
neat.
Put it in our chat.
But video of Pokemon.
Whew.
Yeah. No, because I noticed Push said in the chat that he managed to catch one, I think. And
Yes, I did too.
nice.
Immediately when somebody told me, "Hey, look what's up in Pokemon Go," I opened the app, and then 30 seconds later, I got one, and it
Nice.
instantly turned into a Ditto.
oh, is
Here
that
we
what happens
go.
when you catch it?
I'm playing it in the XSplit. Look at that. That's a new Pokemon. I'm gonna lower the volume so we don't get
Yeah.
blown the fuck out.
But, but okay.
Look at that video
But
game. Look at that
it's
cell
such a-
phone game.
That's such a random thing to just have. Like, it's clearly not a placeholder. It's clearly a new Pokemon, but it doesn't look like the usual new Gen 8 Pokemon that they show. And yeah, it's very Ditto-like. Is this that Pokemon they're talking about with Pokemon Let's Go?
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Yes. It's so random.
Also, to answer what someone said in chat, did he really say that? No, it's a Mega 64 reference. It's from their Dark Souls video. It's really good. They're saying Breath of the Wild is gonna be the Dark Souls of Zelda, and then there's like a.
By the way, don't look at my bad throwing of the Pokeball. I was just opening the apple and I noticed it.
Sure.
But yeah, no. So new Pokemon just really randomly weird. I guess we'll find out what its actual name is in Let's Go if that's what it's intended for. Maybe it's the long-awaited evolution of Ditto.
Yeah. Ooh, that's very nice. What do you got there? An iPhone X?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Sorry.
Well, no, don't be. I actually like the phone a lot.
I'm sticking to my 6S for as long as I can. I love my home button.
No, I like swiping between screens, but I totally understand why you want to keep that button.
Yeah.
It's totally.
Also, headphone jack. You know. Just...
Yeah. For I usually have the dongle in my bag. So, and then I saw another one. It's like, oh, I do it again.
I don't know if I can do dongles yet. I don't know if I'm there yet. If I'm that advanced, but
Are we? So all right, let's go on to leaks, I suppose. If they are, should we start with the 108 stages?
Yeah.
I guess this is the spoiler warning for anyone who's wanting to avoid Smash spoilers.
Yeah.
If you
To segue to another subject, if Colin will let me, because this was interesting yesterday.
Oh yeah, go for it.
What is it?
A 1-year anniversary of Marvel versus Capcom Infinite.
Oh God, you want to talk about that? Okay, let's go.
I mean, honestly, the development of this game is more interesting than the gameplay. Like, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Still, but hey, it's Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Oh, okay. Like, I couldn't remember if this was a rumor or not, but aren't they just like canceling support for it or something like that? And then when October comes around, they're like canceling something else for it. I can't remember, like the online lobbies or stuff. I can't remember. I heard something about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite recently. Is that what you guys are referring to?
Oh no.
No.
I was watching a video by Maximilian Dude talking about it, and I was just like, you know, this game, I know a lot of people seem to like the mechanics of it, but some of the other parts of it are just like interesting to look at, but weird amalgamation of a game just looking at it.
Yeah, I think how the ramp up to release was very off from other games, and then after they basically made a bunch of broken promises of this will get long time support, it will be really good, don't worry everybody, they sort of stopped the support in January and released a couple of characters, but that's about it. And most of the characters that you will see basically have moves from different games, and mechanically it's really sound, but I don't think like it was really all that memorable in what the series should entail to me.
Yeah, I remember one of the developers talking about the characters and saying that, you know, the characters are just functions, so you don't have to.
That was the stupidest thing. That was the.
I know.
That complete misunderstanding of why people like crossover games and Marvel.
Yeah, exactly.
And recently, it has come to light that Ono has stepped down as head of fighting games.
Was that true? Because I heard that, and then I heard it could have been a misreport from.
I'm not totally 100% on that, but it seems
it was Event Hubs or whatever that were reporting on it or something like that. I thought, and then someone came out and said it's just Event Hubs misreporting something. And that he still is there.
Well, there is the fact that we haven't heard from Ono in quite a while now.
Mm-hmm.
They've been working to death.
There's always been developers under him that do the talking. Like when it came to business surrounding Street Fighter V, we mostly seen key developers talking about Street Fighter V.
Mm-hmm. I have to look
Remember
this
when
up.
they straight up like worked him into an almost early grave?
Jeez.
Like during the Street Fighter Cross Tekken like promotional stuff, like he just cannot travel because they had him switching between that and Street Fighter 4 and all this other bullshit they were trying to do. Hey Capcom, can
That
you
was kinda like
can you port Street Fighter 4 to the Switch? It's the only one that's not there. Thank you. Capcom, can you port Tatsunoko vs. Capcom to the Switch? Thank you. Also, all the RE games. Thank you.
Just port everything, Capcom.
Yeah,
come
everything.
on now.
You have an entire back catalog to just throw on there. Bionic Commando remake? Whatever. Take it.
The one thing I'm not going to port, though, and that's Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
That's fine. I can live. It's not a deal breaker.
No. Alright, Smash Leaks, then?
Smash.
Sure.
Leaks.
Smash Leaks?
Sure.
Sure. So
There's
I guess
some
we'll start
images
with
I can pull up.
108. You can look for the 108 stages one. Martin, do you want to find the images while I go through the leak? It should be on our Twitter somewhere. If you go on the Source Game Twitter page.
You're looking for my mock-up? I can...
You can do your mock, or just something to put on the screen for the 108 stages first.
Yeah. By the way, if you don't want to get
Spoiled.
potentially spoiled for Nintendo Brawl 'em Up, look
If
away.
you don't want to get
Listen
spoiled
away
for the
now.
next party game
Yeah.
after Mario Party,
So 108 stages. It was like it was published in Koro, who were doing a report on the August 8th Direct mostly, and they listed that there was going to be 108 stages. Now this could very well be a typo, and they could have meant 103. We just and they just put the wrong number in. We just don't know.
Someone could have lazily written a 3, and it could have not faxed over well.
But if it, so, this is a mock-up Martin made. If it were also 108 stages, there are 5 more stages to be announced, which would nearly fill up that bottom row. And then if you add a DLC button, it would fill up the whole bottom row.
You factor in the training mode stage in the separate mode as well as the My Music selection button. You could say that it would fill up the entire screen.
Yeah, because people have brought up that where it says normal up at the top, they could easily add like a DLC subheading.
yes.
For that, and that'd be fine. In which case, training mode could very well go in the bottom right corner for if you want to use the specific training map. Because I can't imagine they'd force you to just use that one. I'm sure you can train on any of the stages.
By the way, just to reiterate, this is not an official image. This is a mock-up by our boy Epic Martin 7.
Yeah. So this would imply, that there are actually 5 more stages to come. Whether they're returning stages or new stages, we don't know. Seems more likely to me that there'd be new stages, because I feel like if they were returning stages, why not just show them off with the rest of the returning stages?
Exactly.
Why hide Planet Zeus and Sector Z? Just those two.
The image, the Korocom. Oh, here we go. Here's the magazine page.
Yeah.
If it'll load.
So,
Oh,
for me, I'm not sure what to think about this. As much as I would like to have more stages, Sakurai seemed pretty definitive on there being 103.
Yeah, I went to
Hashtag bring back Poke Float, you cowards.
But yeah, no, I went to watch the direct back, and I rewatched the direct, and yeah, he was very, very adamant about saying we got 100 stages plus.
Oh,
Sakurai even numbers almost. Like for example, he would know that Wolf has been absent from Smash for 10 years. While he wouldn't say anything about Young Link or Pichu, about the type of how many years they were gone, except for Wolf and Snake, 10 years. Yeah. So I think that evenness of everything kind of maybe pokes a hole in this whole thing. But
yeah, I mean, I feel like if it was more not a definitive number, he'd say like he kind of did with the music. He didn't give a specific number for the music, but he said it was be roughly around 900 when you include other tracks and stuff like that. If there was going to be more stages, I feel like he'd say we have over 100 stages, and then over 300 if you include it. Not definitively, we have 100 stages plus 3. 300 stages plus 9.
Now, in my opinion, right? If you look at the fact that we possibly, if Koro Koro is correct and we have 5 more stages left to be unannounced, I do think that at least 1 or 2 of them have to be for new franchise newcomers. At least,
if we get any new franchise newcomers, I mean,
there's a lot limiting.
To be honest, you could have stages for just a series without characters like Pilot Wings and Wrecking Crew.
Right, exactly.
There's that rumored Minecraft content that could be a stage. I mean, that could be one there, but that doesn't necessarily mean Steve's going to be playable.
Also, another point I want to make, in this part of a development cycle, they're busy debugging a game. They're not adding content anymore because the game is coming out in about 3 months from now, less than 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point in the cycle, they should have everything on lockdown. Considering the Direct was in August, I don't think they would add more content to a base game.
No, I don't think they've added anything to the game since June, apart from obvious little touch-ups here and there.
Yeah, the touch-up is always like the last month and a half before debug and testing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So honestly, I feel that the Koro Koro thing is wrong.
Agreed. I think it's just a typo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Colin? Or has he just muted himself?
Yeah, sorry. I got a little phone call. Yeah, I think it's a typo as well. I was thinking about it last night, and it's like 3 and 8 are very similar in shape.
This is true, yes.
You know, it's totally possible that someone might have just sent a fax in with a bunch of written notes, and I don't know if any of y'all have sent a fax in the last, I don't know, like 10 years. But sometimes little indentations and stuff will kind of be missing. And it's totally possible that someone maybe wrote a very kind of weird 3 that might have looked like part of it was cut off, and they just might have went with an 8.
Yeah.
Or just someone took like a quick take and didn't think much of it and just wrote 108.
Yeah, considering the coverage is all about the August Direct as well, and it even says, I'm assuming that 900 below is like the roughly 900 songs in the game.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it has to be a typo. So that's that one.
We could get clarification on that, because wasn't there a tweet posted by you guys that said the Sakurai column possibly was delayed?
No, well, I mean, there wasn't one this week when usually there's one every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But it's entirely possible that it might have been pushed back a week because the Direct was. Don't know, though. But that's just speculating. It could have been pushed back because of TGS, and the fact that Sakurai was here at TGS. And
yeah, honestly, I think they would always make time for Sakurai's column because they respect the people they usually work with, and mostly came down to likely the Direct being delayed by a week.
Yeah.
Well, it's also to be said that like Koro Koro is not like a major
it's a kids magazine.
Yeah, it's a kids magazine.
Not really.
It's a kids magazine.
Yeah. So it's just totally possible that, you know, they just got some.
They goofed.
They just goofed.
Because
I know Koro Koro is more for like Pokemon and Splatoon if they talk about video games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. So do we want to? So the other leaks, I guess. The main one is around Ken. If you want to grab an image of that, but while doing that, there'll be one in the leaks and rumors chat pinned, so you can see it. But there was also a image of Steve from Minecraft on a CSS, and I just want to say now that Steve one is just fake. Like
it is. They're trying to take credibility from Ken Leaker.
The Ken one came first, and people saw why people think that's real. So someone made a fake CSS, slapped Steve on there, and were like, "Yeah, here, you know, this is totally the same thing, right?" And it's not. Anyone can make a CSS. I could make a CSS and just fucking take it picture from a slight angle, print it off, take another picture, and then fucking post it.
Everyone can make a fake leak.
It's
it's the classic image of anyone can make a fake leak.
Yeah, like the Steve.
Dante leak, and I was just like, man, how many leaks are there now? Come on.
It's just there are too many, but the Ken one is actually much more interesting. I mean, it does have people gave it more attention because of the fact that Ken is one of those characters, along with Incineroar, who's been heavily leaked by people like Virgil Ben and stuff like that. And the box theory also like pushes towards Ken and so everything like this. So he's obviously been on people's minds. But yeah, this image that came out and was just like Ken alongside Pichu, Ivysaur, and Pac-Man. And there's just a lot about the model, the way the shadow is placed, the way the stage looks, the fact that no one can identify where this screenshot could be taken from, how anyone could have made this. If this is a fake, this is an incredibly well made one.
Also, too, if you look at the debugging or what you can see of it, at least someone pointed out in the Smash 4 modding Discord server that apparently some of the processes take up 5 gigabytes of RAM, which isn't possible on a normal Switch unit. Around 8 gigabytes of RAM. So I think that leads more credence to this actually being a real thing because it would have to be on a dev kit.
Yeah. And I mean, this a lot of people point out that this could be an early build of it because of the fact that Pac-Man and Pichu's icons match the E3 build of the game rather than the Direct build. Where their icons have been done up a bit more.
It's one of those things where when this picture was posted, like a lot of people were saying, like, of all the people you could possibly leak, you leak Ken, which is like that's kind of one of the thing. Like that's looking at this image. I mean, of course, like I'm still gonna be super suspect, you know, about any leaks. But like this is one of those times where it's like, if this is real, I mean, there's why wouldn't it be? You know?
Yeah,
it's basically what you want to hear versus what you got. You know what I mean? Like in terms of leaks, if you get something that's really unexpected and it's something not in the speculation community, I would say most of the time it's like, okay, there's something to this. Well, say this leak was Geno. Decision because more people want him and more people have eyes on him.
Like Ken being an Echo is such like a almost like a, oh yeah, you know what, now that I think about it, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, there's a lot of little details that they could have just like not included, and they did. Which I mean, so either this guy has like a big galaxy brain and he's like and he just like, oh man, what if I put some like, you know, what if I put the CPU temperature in the bottom left and like frame rate statistics and all that, and it's like if he went through all the trouble of doing that, like holy shit, like that's
why don't I make a unique Ken like CSS image and then make it nearly invisible?
Looking at the image, I have like two things that come to mind. First of all, the model of Ken is looking a bit flat. Secondly, my mind instantly races to the fact from, if this is real, where does this image exactly come from?
Yeah. But also, what fucks with me, by the way, I just want to bring this up. The thing that fucks with me about this Ken model, is that his foot is clipping into Murray Towers.
Yeah, I know.
That's a ridiculous detail. That's like
because of how it's standing. I know. The Ken model looking a bit flat. I got that exact same impression as well. There is something about the Ken model. Maybe it's because of who he's next to with Pichu, Pac-Man, and Ivysaur that makes him look a bit off. But the Ken model is unique. It doesn't match any of the existing Ken models that we have there. There isn't a mod that looks like this. It's not the Marvel vs. Capcom ones or the Street Fighter ones that are currently out there. It's like a unique looking model, and even the pose is actually like straight from Street Fighter Alpha Sprite, which is the kind of like little detail that Smash usually has. So if someone has made this leak, they know exactly how Ken would probably be represented in Smash.
Yeah.
Like it is a lot of little things like that that kind of all add up to being, if this is fake, someone has, and the stage as well. The stage is lacking in details
Yes.
that the final build of the stage doesn't have. Like the final build of the stage has more paint splattered around and stuff, which this doesn't. So if someone did fake this, they've either taken us, they've made this part of Moray Towers as like a model, made the Ken model, slapped it all together, and then I guess taken bits of Pac-Man, Pichu, and Ivysaur and attached them on. And even like Pac-Man's clipping through the floor down at the bottom. And stuff like this. And then set up everything else and made a unique Ken model and a unique CSS icon for him to appear down in the bottom. And
that's someone P-Wing Blade in chat says if it's fake, it's probably the best fake still image leak I've ever seen. And that's totally true. Cause
I don't know. I have no experience too much with debug switch mode. I have to see like a close up to see if the readout makes any sense in context. But that would be the big if or if this is real or not.
Yeah.
Because we can look at this image for ages, and we can say it looks a bit flat, but it still can come from early build in the game before polish up.
Yeah. I know some people
the readout. The readout is the most important thing here. If the readout is correct, then it has a huge chance of being accurate.
And that's the sort of weird detail that, if someone's trying to make a leak that they want everyone to believe, you don't want to risk putting in all these random debug stuff that could very well prove it to be wrong entirely.
Yeah.
Like, this feels like the sort of thing that if it was, I feel like they just wouldn't bother including at all. So, unless they were just silly and thought it would make it look more real and just wrote a bunch of random nonsense down there.
Yeah.
Then I feel like people would have noticed that.
Because a regular member of the public wouldn't have access to knowing how debug details of Switch look like.
Yeah.
It's simply not a thing.
I'm glad that like people are though trying to stay on their tippy toes and not immediately going like, holy shit, it's real.
Well, I mean,
if you are in chat and you're screaming fake at the top of your lungs repeatedly, like we didn't hear you, we do, but like good on ya. But this is a situation where I think the details that would allude to this maybe being real outweigh the ones that make it kind of suspect. Like, I know one thing people have been bringing up has been the spacing in between all the characters, but as Voyager pointed out in our Discord last night, that's because the picture is being taken at an angle on the screen. It's
you can see part of the wall on the top right-hand corner, and it looks like, I'm going to be honest, a chain link fence, and the Nintendo Ninjas probably got to him before he even leaked.
Yeah.
That's how they debug games. They put people in prison.
So they can monitor them all the time.
Yeah, because the rule in general is to not show debug mode of a Switch game. Like, when I know developers, and they have always told me we can show you stuff on the test kit, we cannot never show you stuff in a debug mode.
Yeah.
Especially of a first-party Nintendo title, like
I've seen a lot of people liken it to the Palutena leak.
I was going to bring that one up.
Which was something where it's like that looked almost completely real, but this one has like way more detail than that one. Because the Palutena leak was just was the Mario and Palutena model.
Yeah, well, the Palutena model
has, like, details.
Yeah, the thing that made the Palutena one interesting is the Palutena model was new. Someone had made it, and there wasn't any screenshot it was based on. The guy actually recreated that just enough of that part of Battlefield that they could take the picture and make it believable.
Yeah.
Which is why a lot of people ended up falling for it. And to be fair, I thought it was real, and when Palutena got announced, everyone just assumed it was real until the guy eventually came out and was like, "Nah, I actually made it." And it was like, okay, what? And I mean, the same thing could happen here, but this one does feel more real because you're right. There are little details that I feel like, even stuff that, if it's a guy going to so much attention to detail with shadows and stuff like that, yet the font for the timer is different than any build that we've actually seen so far. Like, that seems like an amateur mistake. But the fact that he's gone to attention to so much detail makes me believe more that it's just an earlier build of the game
Yeah.
before they changed the font, because that's the only thing that's the font, and then the CSS icons not being the same as they were in the August Direct, and instead being the one from the E3 Direct.
Some folks
are the
in
only
chat
two
have
things
been,
that really stand out against it.
Some folks in chat have been bringing up that the reason why Ken's icon is so nearly invisible is because Pac-Man's standing right there.
Yeah, that's the icons. The icons do that when next character. It's a shame because we've got an angle where you can still vaguely see Ken.
Yeah. So if it's fake, I mean, holy shit. But like goddamn, Scott the Woz is gonna have a day with this one. But
yeah, for me it's like, why would you go to so much effort?
Yeah.
Just for Ken of
just
all
for Ken,
characters.
Yeah. Like if you're gonna do it, at least do Incineroar, Gino.
If it was
that.
just the original picture that went out of just like the
just Ken
the
with
portrait,
Mappy.
then it would have been like, oh, whatever, like his foot's clipping. That's a bit odd for a fake, but whatever, it's just like, but like this now the image in full is like, oh, that's that's actually kind of more or less believable.
Yeah, once again, the only two things once again I have is it looks quite flat and the debug readout. Those are the two things that come to mind to me.
As Captain Disillusion would say, it looks weird.
So I guess does anyone have any sort of final comments for this leak?
I wish it was a higher resolution image.
Yeah.
I wish it wasn't taken in like Snapchat.
I wish it was taken in vertical mode.
Should have just done it straight from the Switch's screen instead of the TV.
People would have assumed it was more fake though. So
should have just done the snapshot feature on the Switch.
Just held down the record button.
Well, all right. If we don't have anything else, then I guess we should start wrapping up. We're almost at the 2-hour mark. So
anything else we ought to talk about? There's
not that I can think of for this week.
There's we pretty much covered all of our bases.
Yes.
This was a relatively busy week, but we managed to squeeze through most of it. Unless you guys played any games recently you want to talk about.
Not really. Just been playing Torna, the Golden Country, and I'm nearly done.
Nice.
I mean, two really good eShop games came out this week. The Guardians Between and Velocity 2X. Play those.
Yeah, Guardians Between was good. I'm so annoyed about Velocity because I have it to review, but my right Joy-Con, the right analog stick, is really funky. Yeah. And so when I was playing the platforming sections and I tried to shoot to the left, it just wouldn't do it. And so thankfully, it's my birthday in a few days. So everyone can say happy birthday. And one of the things that I know someone's getting me is another pair of Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to get 4 before Mario Party came out.
Oh, so wait, hang on. The Minecraft Steve rumor.
I mentioned the Steve rumor. It's just a CSS icon. It's
CSS
not
icon,
real.
Yeah. But yeah, go play Velocity 2X.
Yes, play Velocity 2X. I played it.
Both of those games are fantastic.
Yes, they are. I played it at Gamescom Velocity 2X on a working Joy-Con.
One of Vergabon's
really
sources said Steve is coming. Yeah, but Vergabon also said that there wouldn't be a DK rep before K. Rool was announced. So
yeah,
that's one point.
Yeah.
Frank Planet said that a leak might be coming in 10 minutes. And I'm just like, all right, if it's a repeat of what happened with the rumor live stream we did where you pulled the trigger and something happens.
You know what, then? I know...
okay, but is it an industry insider?
Yeah. Hey, can you... Also, by the way, folks, don't trust leakers. Don't listen to what they say.
Virtuaben's had an alright track record so far.
Yeah.
But it's not, like, inflammable. Like, remember, I always like to say that Virtuaben's right 60% of the time, 100% of the time. Like, all of his earlier rumors, like, yeah, he was right about stuff like Soul Calibur 6 being announced, but it wasn't coming to Switch, like he said, and it wasn't going to have Link as a guest character, like he said. He was right about with Dragon Ball Fighter Z. He said it was coming to Switch. Okay, it eventually did. He also said Raditz and Zarbon were going to be the DLC fighters, and he even originally said that believe he even originally said that the first DLC pack was going to be all Saiyan, which it obviously isn't because we got Cooler, Android 17, and I stopped following that game, so I forgot 2 of them. Zamazu, whatever. But yeah, like
I mean, there are leakers with a good track record. I don't think this is a really strong track record to go on.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it's fine. I'm sure there is Minecraft content in Smash because it seems like one of those big enough series that it could definitely be there. And
Yeah.
he's been right with some other stuff, like he said Simon. Yep, fair enough. And he's said Isabel as well, although he didn't say if she was. He originally said she was an Echo before changing his mind. And he's saying Ken and Incineroar, like everyone else is predicting. We'll see if those come true. But
Right.
Yeah. I think that's about it we have to say.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to stay around for 10 minutes, but I do need to start heading off.
Yeah, same here.
So.
I guess Epic Martin and I will stick around. We'll carry the torch. But nighty night, gentlemen.
99. Thanks,
Thank
everyone,
you so
for
much,
listening
everybody.
in, and thanks, Dan, for joining us again this week. Just
Cool.
throw that out. All right.
Yeah, no worries at all, guys.
Time to
See you later.
hide your
See you later.
icons, because it's just us now. It's the Epic Martin and Jimmy Neutron Power Hour.
Is the stream still going on?
Yeah, we're still going.
I just want to make sure, man. Sometimes you don't know.
Sometimes you gotta pull the trigger.
Exactly.
Some say Vault Boy is playable. That's not likely in the slightest. Maybe
I don't
I'm
think
wrong,
so.
but that's not likely in the slightest.
The protagonist of Doom would make a lot more sense.
Oh my god, yeah, and even then, that's not,
It's a little convoluted mess there. But yeah, no, I never really got to bring my input into the NES Online stuff. So
yeah, where the hell were you?
Well, I set my alarm for 9, and then I literally got up, and for some reason I have this weird sleep habit of just like turning off my alarm and going back to bed.
I did the same thing, except I just put my alarm at 9:30.
Okay, so
I thought ahead.
Yeah, I woke up at 10:30 and I was like, wait, what the fuck? Wait, oh shit. So yeah, that was my bad. But I guess for the NES Online, I actually think it's pretty good. It's not bad. I think they fixed a lot of the issues from the Wii U Virtual Console. Definitely, it's a hell of a lot better. Really reminds me of an improved version of the NES Classic, because the NES Classic still had some quirks on its own, like some delayed sound issues. And I think it represents the NES library pretty well. The only thing that I'm really avoiding using is a CRT filter.
Oh yeah, of course.
They really need to fix that ASAP. I'm surprised they haven't said there's a patch coming for that, but I'm hoping they don't wait a month for that.
Oh god, there's a tweet out for the Telltale Games thing where it's there are people who started at Telltale as recently as a week ago. And one of those people relocated cross country to work at Telltale.
Feel bad for them.
And there's no they have not received a paycheck, or not even a severance one.
That's stingy right there.
That's real.
That's
not
the
good.
tweet that. Well, one of the tweets that a former employee made about the working conditions there was like, "Damn,
yeah,
how much work they were putting into stuff is just over humanly not possible."
Yeah.
Phantom says he wants to join.
Sure. Just make sure you have a working mic, please, for the love of COD.
Oh wait, there's.
Oh no, I have to add his icon.
Yeah. So
much work. So much work. Everything is not fun when you have to work. I can't post the link. If you're on Discord, just DM it to me. I'm in the... Oh, well... Okay, Phantom. And before giving me 5 minutes, which will be past when we know if this leak thing is true or not, which I don't even know why we're sticking around. This is probably gonna be horseshit.
Honestly, I'm kind of getting tired of all the leaks that are happening, even though I run the rumor discussion series here on Source Gaming, so there's just so much to keep up with, and it's just not even worth it.
Is anyone able to join or what? Apparently there's a leak in 3 minutes. Do you think we will see a Fatal Frame rep? No, stop asking. I'm sorry, but no.
I still think there's only going to be 2 characters left, honestly.
I know I don't mean to be rude, but you've asked this question like not only like 6 times within this stream, but like 6 times within the last like 5 streams. No, I don't think there's going to be a Fatal Frame anything. There won't be a new stage. We've already talked about this. There's no new stages.
Full 100 and anything could be possible, but I still think Sakurai was very definitive.
Maybe.
Like 100.
Completely doubt it.
Yeah. Also, hello.
What's up, gamers?
Oh,
did my mic sound bad?
no, I'm just...
Okay.
We're waiting for what is probably nothing. Oh, there we go. He posted a
what are we waiting for?
Link to it. Is this it? Is this really it? Is this just the same thread on 4chan? Are you kidding me?
Let me see.
Oh wait, no. He said all you guys need to know is that the video along with a picture of the roster will be released tomorrow at 9 a.m. PDT.
Oh, I've seen that. That's is that the one that says where freaking Minecraft Steve is in it?
Yeah, it's the one that says Stanley the Bugman and Shadow the Hedgehog. Yeah, no, this is
Prima leak. Oh jeez,
this is totally bros. Really? I mean, listen.
No.
I'll refresh V. But yeah, I don't. I'm gonna go on a whim and say this man
Don't know nothing.
might be lying.
Might.
He might be lying.
Man tells lies on the internet. What?
Yeah,
Who would
right.
do that? Who would tell lies on the internet?
Terrible.
Guys, don't believe everything you read on the internet. Just saying.
So
This is the worst part of chasing leaks is like waiting for what is probably just like whatever.
I mean, like organizing that discussion with Spazia Wolfman right now, I have like a huge back catalog and I have to organize all of that, and it's just like, come on, man.
Yeah, you basically just set us up for what could possibly be a nothing sandwich. And we have to deal with
this with the Ken leak or with everything else?
Just
in general.
Yeah.
In general.
It's just been, I mean, we're getting to the near end of the game's like hype cycle, so that means more ferocious leaks are coming out to mitigate the disappointment, and it's like, why? You know, I don't get it. Smash is a very unique thing in gaming. I tell you, the community behind it is just like, but yeah, it's something, all right.
I don't know, bros. I give it like 5 minutes and then I leave to go eat a sandwich. You know, like
you guys already talked about TGS, right?
Yeah.
And the Telltale stuff, I remember that. Anything else happening with gaming recently?
No.
I don't think so.
And really, the only thing I brought up was Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite's 1-year anniversary was yesterday. So
yeah, the game is dead, bro. It was so dead.
It's crazy what Capcom will do nowadays for money.
Yeah,
I mean,
got some good in them with Mega Man 11 and stuff. And they was at
Other-
least even mentioned the thought about Rockman X9.
turn themselves around, I think. You know, I mean, after what happened with Street Fighter V and not initially supporting like a lot of content in the base game, and Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, they're really trying hard to please the fans.
You got to make a Dark Circus game.
Right. Yeah, it is crazy. We'll have to see what comes out of them in the next couple of years because I'm really I want to see how much Capcom's going to change. I know that their position on the Switch is still kind of weird. Like they were really adamant about not supporting it, and then they supported it with like a Street Fighter 2 port.
But I don't. It's weird to think that they were adamant about not supporting it when they were the ones who were pushing something like, "Hey, we got to put more RAM in this thing," or whatever it was, memory RAM. I don't know what it's called, but it was like you support us with developing a Switch, but it seems like they're not really supporting putting a lot of games on a Switch. And what was we had like, what was it? There's the Ultra Street Fighter 2 Final Challenges, then there's Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, the Beat 'em Up Collection. Now we have the Gakuten Saiban Collection, or 1, 2, and 3. Mega Man 11. They're like both. Technically four Legacy collections with Mega Man. Most of the games have just been collections of their games, not really anything new. I don't think there's been. The only new thing I think that's coming to the Switch is Mega Man 11, and then we had, if you want to count it in Japan, a Resident Evil 7 cloud version, which I wouldn't count that at all.
No, not at all. That's
Yep.
By the way, I just wanted to bring this up to both of your guys' attention. I talked about I sent this a little bit early on the Discord, but it's becoming more thoroughly developed. Apparently, custom Switch themes via homebrew is an actual thing now.
Great.
It doesn't look good.
Yeah, it
That's
doesn't
the problem.
look good.
Well,
It looks really bad.
There's a new mock-up now. They're making a more robust editor so you can put like images and stuff.
I kind of want to. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all.
The color of the title blends too much with the background.
There's no like drop shadow or like outer glow. I'm just gonna post the picture of what Epic Martin posted, and it's like it doesn't look good. Like it just looks really tacky. It looks like
it looks shopped.
It looks like something that Ashens would review. You know, like
who's Ashens?
Oh, he's a really funny British man who reviews mostly. Well, now he reviews food, but he occasionally reviews really cheap Chinese electronics that play video games.
With the Switch's OS, it's meant to be a minimalist design, so putting all these complex pictures and UI integrations is, I think, kind of tampering with its overall thing.
Like they could do something like people are really doing it like they're trying to do the most to make it to where like it's on the level of like PS4 themes or something like that. The Switch can't do that visually because of the way that the UI is already set up now.
You also have to remember that like they don't want to bloat that UI, not just because loading times, but also to make it touch friendly.
Yeah.
Like that's, you know,
right. And you gotta make sure like the colors. You gotta make sure like colors don't blend in too much with like what you have. Like it's like just right now you see like you have the blue was it the blue text on a blue background. It's like that doesn't work well. You gotta pick out really well. Unless they were to change the text with the text color with themes, you'd have to make sure that the like other parts of the UI also aesthetically mesh well with the theme that you're trying to make. Which is why the black and white themes, although very it's all we have right now, it still works very well, even though most people pick the black theme because it's, you know, don't want to burn your eyes out.
There were some problems with some 3DS custom themes that wouldn't like necessarily have the text in a different color compared to the background, so you couldn't really see anything. I actually had to go back in some themes and manually change it myself. Like that's how bad it got.
Yeah.
But it's like UI design 101. I mean, even if I'm not proficient in UI stuff, you know, I know like if I can't read it, there's something wrong. Like,
I don't want to be hurting my eyes.
Well, technically speaking, for me, it's functionality over flashiness. So I mean, like for example, I like the UI for the Wii U's. I mean, excuse me, I like the Wii U's flashiness, but I don't like the load times. I don't like the functionality.
Yeah.
I
People have
don't
been
like
making custom themes for the Wii U, and they look pretty good just by adding a dark theme to the Wii U. Like, it looks great.
I seen that, and I was like, man, that would have been nice if Nintendo implemented that 15 years ago.
They implemented anything into the Wii U OS.
Hello?
Hi.
You kind of blew up.
Oh, I was stretching, but I was saying if they implemented anything into the Wii U OS.
Some themes I think should have been part of the online experience, at least.
A little bit.
I'm
I don't know. I'm not
little
too
bit.
heartbroken. I don't. I haven't really cared about themes on a console since like the 360. You know, and even then, the 360 kind of got rid of themes real quickly.
Yeah.
And you can tell the PS4 really limited itself with themes, because I remember in the PS3 you could add your own background, at least, but on the PS4 it's all locked.
Well, no, you can now add pictures in the background.
Really, you can.
Yeah. Also, I think the best one is the Xbox One, because you can add a screenshot or a custom image, and then you can adjust how bright or dark you want the background image to be, which is good.
Yeah.
God.
That's definitely a good thing. I remember messing with Better Discord for a little bit, and some of my images were just like too bright to even read the text, so I had to manually dim them just a bit. Having the option to do that's pretty good. I mean, in general, funny story, right? So the online service, when that launched, I have a PayPal account, but I don't have it linked to any like a bank and stuff.
Right.
And I don't have a credit card. So the funny part is I couldn't apply for the free trial.
Mm-hmm.
So
wait. Why couldn't you apply for the free trial?
Because you actually need to register your credit card information, or at least PayPal information, to get the free trial.
Yeah.
They charge
You need to put in PayPal, even if you have like credit on your if you have funds in your Nintendo account, just because they want to make sure you have something for the auto renewal.
Right, but the funny part is I kind of circumvented that, because for me I had at least $1.50 left in balance, and I forgot that I had some My Nintendo Reward Gold coins left over, and I barely paid attention to that service, so that came as a shock to me. Yeah. And I had a total of $3, so I combined them, got like a 1 month thing, and I've been messing around with some things ever since.
All right. Well, it's been 10 minutes.
It's been morning.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't really want to sit around here.
Wait. The 4chan dude posted.
No, he didn't. Shut up. He didn't. It's a Rickroll. Good thing I recognized that URL. I didn't even need to click it. I just go, oh yeah, I know what that is. But
why do you know that by heart?
Because it's like an old dead meme. It's been around for like, oh god,
I mean, yeah, but
12 years now? 14 years?
I don't get rickrolled often, so
I don't get rickrolled often either. It's just I've been around the block. But
what?
I mean, listen, if they do post something and it's substantial, like, I guess expect a video of it later. If not, here you go.
Like
I said, Colin, the internet lied. What a shock.
Like I said, Colin, as soon as we get offline, we're gonna have to start the live stream again, because that's
no. You guys can just make a video of it. I'm not doing this. I'm gonna go eat a panini and take a nap.
I'm gonna go eat some food.
I'm gonna eat this chicken.
Get some grub.
Sitting in the club and I'm eating that grub. God damn it, Kids Bop.
What?
There was in the song "Telephone" by Lady Gaga. There's a line that's like, "Out in the club and I'm sipping that bub, but you can't have alcohol in a Kids Bop lyric. So they changed it to "out in the club and I'm eating that grub," which is so
Oh
is so stupid.
boy. Kids Bop rhythm game for Nintendo Switch. Coming
Oh, so
2019.
Just Dance.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
coming on the Wii.
Anyway, I'm out.
Good night, gamers.
Yeah. Good night, everybody. If anything
Even if
does
it's only
happen,
12
expect
PM.
a video. If not, expect a video.
Yeah, too.
Yeah. All right.
Too much.
Doodles.